Pietro da Cortona is a Tuscan artist, architect, and painter. And he is going to move to Rome in 1612, much like any other artist at the time. The reason is, of course, the papacy has a lot of money, a lot of commissions. There's a lot of money in general in Rome at the time, and where there's money, there's patronage. You get the idea. And he is going to create the Triumph of the Barberini. Now, this will be executed for the Barberini family under Pope Urban VIII. Now, the Barberini family is really closely tied to the papacy. We've seen them turn up before, and we're seeing them again. The iconography for this fresco comes from a poem by another artist, another poet. And what we're seeing is the prose being interpreted by the artist. This is not that different from Sandro Botticelli creating the Birth of Venus based on another lyrical poem. Except in this case, what we see is Cortona using more concrete, more tangible visual imagery to depict the poem. And what you're seeing is divine provenance, who instructs immortality to give eternal life to the Barberini, while faith, hope, and charity hold a laurel wreath framed by 3 bees. So what we have is faith, hope, and charity, these 3 figures. I'll bring up my pen. So we have faith, hope, and charity, which are ideas that we still hold as particularly important. We have the bees. These represent the Barberini. So we know immediately what's going on. We see the papal crown telling us what the role is, that the Barberini are closely tied to the papacy. And we see divine provenance, cut off here, but you'll see here in the next slide, instructing immortality to give the crown to the Barberini. So this is going to be important. And this eternal life that she's giving, this immortal eternal life, is one of fame, not literal immortality. They aren't vampires or anything like that, after all. So when we back off and we look at the whole scene, it becomes more impressive. What we have are scenes of the heavens, as if everyone in religion, the saints, and everyone else are celebrating the Barberini. Now, this is exactly the sort of thing, if you happen to be a Barberini Pope, that you want to see. You want people to look at your family. You want to build that family legacy. And to them, it's arguably more important than it is today. They focus on this idea of family legacy and their own personal legacy being depicted in these massive pieces of art. The whole piece is lit from below, and we have the use of trompe-l'oeil for this plaster work, both what appears to be sculpture, but is in fact painted in the corners, but also the plasterwork frame that runs around the central image. It's also used to separate the 4 images underneath so that we can have 4 slightly different narratives talking to the glory of the Barberini family.